The Panthers stand atop the heap, 2 games better than second place, but they have to bear down today because the Redlands Bulldogs come in as the hottest team in the conference. Hi everyone, welcome to the Hutton Sports Center for the first game of our doubleheader here on CSBN. I'm Matt Brown alongside a former SCIAC champion athlete in Drew DeMarco. Glad you're along here with us. Drew, you know how to grind out wins down the stretch in the season. What is it going to take today for the Panthers to grind this one out?
Yeah, you know, Matt, this is not going to be an easy game for Chapman. As we look at our keys to the game, I got number 1 up there as the magic number being 80. When Chapman averages 80 points, we've won all 15 of our games. So if we can hit that 80-point mark, I think we got a good chance at a victory. Number 2, slow down the tempo and run our half-court sets. Coach Bukowski does a great job with guys like Cam Haslam, Luke Hamlin, getting them good looks at the basket. So we slow down, run those half-court sets, we should be good. Now, the thing that the Panthers need to focus on defense, hold Redlands to 40% from the field. Redlands averages 44% from the field in their 11 victories. We need to limit that number to below 40%, and Chapman has a shot. Now, as we look over at players to watch here, go to Redlands. Al Biekovic, 17.8 points per game. He's their leading scorer. The big thing I want to point out with him, he's got a 78.8 free throw percentage and 137 attempts on the year. The big thing for Chapman, we got to keep him off the free throw line. Those are easy points for Redlands. And then next, Sean Milligan and Kyle Milligan, the Milligan brothers. I was fortunate enough to play with Kyle in high school. They do a great job. They're the backbone of this team. They've both played in all 21 games. Look for them to bring the energy for this Redlands team tonight. Moving over to Chapman, we got Cam Haslam, highest leading scorer in the SCIAC at 20.9 points per game, and the leading scorer for your Panthers. He is going to be a key for this offense tonight. Moving over to Davis Dragovic, rebounding machine. He needs to hit the glass hard and give Chapman the opportunity to get out and run. Last but not least, Luke Hamlin, another guy who's been hot for the Panthers lately. Look for him to have a big impact in today's game on offense.
All right, thanks, Drew. It's going to be a tough game for the Panthers for sure. Redlands comes in having won their last 4 games. Chapman, though, 7-0 at home. We have more from the sidelines. Our third member of the team, Nikki Lorenzen. Nikki, what do you have for us?
Thanks, guys. The last time these two teams met was only a few weeks ago with a 62-61 buzzer beater victory for Chapman. If we look at some of the stats from that game, it's obvious that Redlands dominated in points in the paint, but Chapman brought it home with a high 3-point percentage that actually ended the last 30 seconds of that game. It looks like Redlands has used this heat to earn a 4-game win streak, as Matt was saying earlier. Both teams have high hopes for playoffs, and Chapman is holding at number 1 in the SCIAC right now. Redlands at number 3, but today's game will definitely not be one to miss. High stakes and high hopes. Thanks, guys. Back to you.
Thanks, Nikki. Yeah, I'm excited for this one. When we come back from the break, we're ready for tip-off. Tip-off time next on CSBN.
Follow your dreams. Chapman University. Take your life to new heights. Chapman University. Invest your humanity. Lead.
Welcome back to the Hut. Matt Brown, Drew DeMarco, Nikki Lorenzen on the sideline. We're just about ready to get things started here at Chapman University. James Taylor at center court with Blake O'Brien, number 4 in maroon for the Redlands Bulldogs. They're gonna go up for the tip-off, and yet we are underway. Bringing it up the court for the Bulldogs, number 5, Kyle Husline, and they'll work it around the key now. Bulldogs 4-game winning streak. The reason why we talk about it so often is because the last time they lost was against the Panthers back in January 27th. Couple of points on the board already for the Bulldogs, getting an easy one now. That's an outside shot for Cam Haslam, leading SCIAC scorer. Three-pointer no good there.
You know, Matt, rough start for Cam. Missed that 3. Shake it off. He'll come right back firing on offense. Don't worry.
Averaging almost 21 points a game as the Bulldogs quickly get it up the floor to set up their offense. That's Kyle Milligan with the ball. Little static there on the offensive side.
Panthers playing good defense early.
That's Al Bijekovic, their leading scorer.
Great shot by him. Good defense by Dragovic. Got to play a little tighter.
Again, almost 18 points a game for Bijekovic. A transfer from Academy of Art University. Stolen there, the Bulldogs take it down. Now it's Husline. You know, Drew, you were talking about the Milligan brothers. They went to your high school. Kyle Husline went to my high school in Hawaiian Mid-Pacific Institute. As there's a foul called, offensive foul. It's going to go the Panthers' way.
Yeah. You know, back on the Milligan brothers, they great job at my high school. I'm fortunate enough to play with Kyle and you know, Sean Energizer Bunny. We used to call him bunnies in high school because he could just jump out the gym. So I look for those two guys to have a big impact today. But you know, fun to watch them play. But definitely gonna be a good contest here.
Back-to-back turnovers, giving it to the Bulldog, and it's Kyle Husline bringing it up the floor against Cam Haslam. Husline looking inside. That's Milligan, Kyle Milligan. He's the senior. As the Panthers get the rebound and they get it up quickly with Cam Haslam. Step back. Outside to Rob Nelson. He can shoot it from 3. Off the mark there. Rebounded by Blake O'Brien.
I don't think you mind that shot if you're Coach Bukowski, but you'd like to work the ball around, get some more passes, see if you can't hit them down low inside. Get some quick, easy buckets inside to get your offense going.
Good steal there, picked up by Nelson. Now it's Luke Hamlin with the ball, and he's going to set things up. Again, like you said, Drew, slow things down, get it into the half-court offense.
Yep. That's definitely what Coach Bukowski wants. I mean, we got plenty of guys who can score on this Panthers team. Run it, slow it down, run our half-court sets, and get good looks at the basket.
A miss there for Haslam. Not a good start. Hasn't gotten the team on the board yet. Bulldogs slowing it down themselves. They do have size on the floor. 44, Kyle Milligan, 6'8", 220. And number 4, Blake O'Brien, 6'8", 240 as well. There's number 4, O'Brien, and he's got a bank shot. Timeout, Bukowski already. 6-0 deficit already for the Panthers.
Not what you want to see early here from Chapman, getting down early, kind of digging yourselves a hole. Now we got to find a way to get back out of it. Coach Bo hopefully going to draw something up out of this timeout, get us into a good half-court set, and get something going.
And you know, it's really been the inside game so far for the Bulldogs. Remember, they did dominate the Panthers in points in the paint last time they met. Is this going to be a key for this game?
I think so. If you're Chapman, you got to play straight-up defense, and really, it's a little bit on your guards, but mostly on your big man. The guards really got to limit those entry passes to the bigs. Once it gets down to the bigs, big men got to play off one another, get some blocks, get some steals, and get going the other way.
Well, the Panthers have a chance to maybe break this half-court press by the Bulldogs. Maybe a little 3-2 defense as Hamlin gets blocked out of bounds. Al Bijekovic showing some defense there.
I like the spin move there. I like the aggressiveness by Hamlin to try and get to the basket. Now, he got blocked, but he shouldn't let that deter him from taking it to the hole.
Hamlin looking to get it inbounds from the baseline. He's going to safely go all the way to the half-court line. That was a risky steal taken by Bijekovic. He's going to get called for the foul there. That's going to be Bijekovic's first personal. First team foul of the half. Once again, once it gets to 7 team fouls, they're going to go into a 1-and-1 free throw bonus. Panthers working around. It's Luke Hamlin driving inside again. Reverse lane goes.
Exactly what I was talking about earlier. Drove to the bucket on the first one. Nice spin move. Gets blocked by Bijekovic. Doesn't deter him right there. Takes it strong to the hole. Nice finish layup. 2 points for the Panthers. We're on the board.
Luke Hamlin averaging the most points, most minutes per game with 31 as he gets the rebound and he's bringing it up the floor. It's Rob Nelson on the other end. Layup, good, and the blocking foul. A three-point play opportunity for the Panthers.
Matt, this couldn't be going any better for the Panthers. Like I said, that transition outlet pass up the court led to a fast break bucket in the lane. That's what you want to see if you're the Panthers. You want to get out and run on these guys. We have our half court sets, but if we can get out and run, we have weapons on offense. Great take to the basket right there.
Couple of substitutions coming in for the Bulldogs. Number 32, Joey Sponheim, a freshman guard. He's really their sixth man coming off the bench, along with number 45, Sean James, a 6'9 center. For the Panthers, they're bringing in number 25, James Griffin. So Griffin comes in for Davis Dragovich as Nelson completes the three-point play. And here comes Tyler Green into the game for Cam Haslam. Green will replace Haslam's three-point shooting ability.
You know, Matt, we were talking about it earlier in the pregame, you and I. Haslam coming back from that hamstring injury, right? I saw him grabbing it a little bit in that pregame warm-up. I think Coach, not babying him, but maybe taking it a little easy on the minutes tonight and, you know, kind of get his rest. And Tyler Green, great backup to come in and, like you said, replace on that three-point line for Cam.
Yes, Tyler Green started in those two games that Cam missed. Haslam coming back last game, but he missed the two games prior to that as Hamlin drives into the lane once more, gets it up and gets it in. Another strong drive from Luke Hamlin.
And just like that, the Panthers go back on top, Matt, 7-6.
Now it's the Bulldogs, again, 6'9". Center right there as Bijekovic with the three.
Now, one of my keys to the game, I said, you gotta watch this guy. He has 137 free throw attempts on the year. Now, that doesn't mean that he doesn't shoot from the outside, as we just saw right there, Matt.
Maybe not as effective from the outside as James Taylor gets a good reverse lay-in to go, but Bijekovic, 28% from beyond the arc, not as effective, but definitely will pop it up when he has the chance.
Exactly.
Bulldogs working it around the key. Bijekovic at the top of the key looking for a post play with James Griffin, and Griffin makes him pay. A steal for the Panthers all the way up to Nelson. Nelson has a three-point shot and waits for the Panthers teammates to come up and set the offense up. Luke Hamlin looking at Coach Dan Krikorian setting up the play.
Good outlet pass there by Griffin. Nothing there. We'll back it out. And Hamlin takes control of the offense, get into our half-court set.
Nelson for three, yes! Wow, off that three, I don't know if you can hear it at home, but the Panther faithful out in full force today in the front row.
Showing up in numbers, Matt. You gotta love to see that from your students.
You know, I do believe this is a Panther Pack day. Panther Pack, a student club that tries to organize fans at the game, student fans. As Hamlin turning the ball over, getting it back himself, pushing it up the floor. It's Rob Nelson now. Setting it up back to Hamlin. They're working it around the key very quickly. It's James Taylor at the elbow. Post moves. This is what he can do best. Hook shot, good.
Love that out of your big man. Gets down low, in the middle of the key. Nice turnaround baby hook.
Great atmosphere to start off this first half, 14-9. And we're just really getting started. Still 13:22 left on the clock. Drew, what do you think Coach Bukowski's telling his team right now? It must be positive stuff.
He called that first time out when we went down 6-0. Right now, he's got to be happy with the guys. Like I said earlier, you know, working the ball down here. James Taylor, the turnaround baby hook. You love to see that out of your big man. He got down low in the post. They got to keep driving to the basket. And on defense, limit Al Bijekovic from getting to the bucket. Hands up. They've done a good job, Matt. Ever since that timeout, they've limited those entry passes that I was talking about down to the low post. Guards are doing a good job. We saw James Griffin with the steal from Bijekovic. That's exactly what you want to see.
You know, the Panthers may have the smaller lineup on the court, but they're taking advantage of it with steals, using their quicker hands, and getting turnovers. Couple of substitutions into the ball game. The Bulldogs have number 35, Will Tender in, sophomore, 6'4", out of Spokane, Washington. He has the ball right now. Now they work it around with Joey Sponheim. Three-pointer from Milligan, and that's good.
Sean Milligan doing what he does best, pulling up right before the shot clock's about to expire, hit a three.
James Griffin for three. That takes the roof off this house.
You gotta love that answer by Griffin, stepping up, making a big shot.
You know, Drew, that is James's first three-point field goal made this season. Milligan to the bucket, and he's going to answer with a three-point play opportunity of his own.
Great for Griffin on making that his first three-pointer of the year. You know, nothing wrong with that. Even if it was a miss, wide open shot, probably nobody within 3 feet of him. Not a bad shot to take. Milligan here, see if he can convert the three-point play.
And he does. Sean Milligan averaging 8 points a game on 27 minutes. One of the key starters on this team. It's Cam Haslam back in for the Panthers, a short rest for Haslam, and they still have Tyler Green out there. So a really perimeter-heavy offensive team for the Panthers is Cam Haslam from the perimeter. Long rebound to Rob Nelson. Haslam inside, kick out to Nelson. Working it around to Tyler Green. Yes, from downtown.
Love that. Great ball movement by the Panthers there. Got an open look from Tyler, and that's what he does best, Matt. That's what you were mentioning. Hit that open three-pointer.
Milligan again inside. Good pass. But Tender cannot finish on that play. Cam Haslam coming back down the other way. Mid-range jumper, no good.
You know, Tender on that drive. Griffin was there down low to kind of affect that shot. Might have been a foul, no call. Kind of like the no call there. But, you know, like I said, Griffin getting his hands up, making it a hard 2-point bucket.
A foul there called on the Panthers. That'll be called on Haslam, Cam Haslam's first personal. Substitutions coming in for the Panthers. Davis Dragovich coming back in, along with Luke Selway, number 30, and also number 32, Josh Cohen. So Selway, a sophomore guard, 6'3", out of Villa Park, averages 10 minutes a game. Josh Cohen doesn't see too much playing time, but right now he's in for key minutes in the first half. That ball, a 5-second violation called on the Bulldogs, taking a bit too much time on the baseline.
You never want to see that if you're a head coach. You drop. Bread and butter for a lot of teams is going to be those out of bounds, easy points.
Hamlin getting inside. He's driven a lot today effectively. And now it's Luke Selway getting inside among the trees, putting a shot up, and now going to force a jump ball situation.
Good tie up there from Selway. You know, drives hard to the basket. Kyle Milligan there to affect the shot. Misses it. Comes back, fights, gets a jump ball call. It's going to stay with the Panthers.
So the possession arrow points the Panthers' way. It'll switch to the Bulldogs after the ball is inbound, and there it is. Josh Cohen kick out to Cam Haslam. He can shoot it from there. Very effective from three. Panthers working around the key against this 3-2 defense. Cohen, an easy layup.
Great dish. Selway with the take, finds Cohen on the low block for the easy two.
That's big Kyle Milligan, the older brother. Inside, Cohen on him. Now it's Husline. Husline, step back. That's a two-pointer. That's good.
Great shot by Husline. Great step back, creates separation for himself, get that shot off over the bigger Cohen.
10 points a game for Husline on 22 minutes. Hamlin working it around to Haslam, back to Hamlin. He's going to drive again. He's been doing that a lot early on in this game. It's Davis Dragovich now. Good floater, just short. Selway with the offensive rebound. Haslam for three. He's got it.
Matt, he is something else. Absolutely lightning from three-point line.
Kyle Hustline gets knocked to the ground. That's going to be a foul on Luke Hamlin.
You know, I got to imagine, too, after the season that Cam's been having, I think Coach Bo just gives him the green light. If he is feeling it from that three-point line and thinks he can make it, I think he's got the green light to just fire away.
Inside give to Sean James, a 6'9", 225 senior center from Plano, Texas. He makes that look easy, just reaching over all of the other Panther defenders.
You know, interesting here, Matt. We're seeing a little matchup 2-3 zone from the Bulldogs, switching it up on defense. Dragovic with the great take and finish on the reverse layup. But, you know, I like that from Redlands, kind of switching it up. Their man-to-man kind of been a little off. Switch it up, getting that 2-3 zone.
And Bijekovic well wide of the mark there. The Panther fans are going to let him hear it.
Little air ball there from Bijekovic. We talked about it. He's only, I think you said 27% from beyond the arc, so not his forte, but he can launch him.
He does lead the SCIAC in most three-point attempts with 5 per game, as Luke Hamlin getting one from downtown for the Panthers. An 11-point lead already for Chapman as Hustline looks to try and decrease it.
Great rebound there by Dragovic.
And now it's Hamlin the other way. Good pass, wrap around. Cohen cannot handle it. It is because the Bulldogs knocked it out of bounds. Panther possession. Substitutions coming back in. Green, James Griffin, Rob Nelson, and James Taylor all coming in for the Panthers. Luke Hamlin, the lone starter, left on the floor.
You know, you mentioned it earlier. Hamlin, for this Chapman team, plays the most minutes. He's staying on the floor with a 4-man substitution. He's the lone man who stays in the game.
Yeah, once again, leads the Panthers in minutes played a game. So Coach Bukowski not afraid to leave his guard in there. Substitution for Redlands, Sean Milligan coming back in. Bulldogs really only use 7 to 8 players. They try to rely on their starters for most of the game as Milligan takes it to the cup, shows the fresh legs. What was it like playing with Sean Milligan back in high school?
He, like I said earlier, Energizer Bunny. I mean, kid could start, come off the bench, no matter what. He's giving you 100% for as long as you leave him in the game, and he will not stop. He rebounding machine. Like I said, nickname was Bunnies in high school. Could jump out of the gym. Great offensive player as well.
Panthers with the steal there. Luke Hamlin, good spin move. We saw that earlier. He couldn't make the layup, but this time he does. Luke Hamlin, 9 points, 4 of 5 from the field so far.
You know, the Panthers are really getting out in transition, Matt. You love to see that.
It's Bijekovic down low. We haven't heard much of him so far. It's Hustline from 3. No good. James Taylor gets it knocked out of bounds by Bijekovic, so it's going to be Panthers possession.
You know, the other thing, Matt, I just noticed on that last possession there, the refs are really letting these guys play. Haven't had a great spin there by Hamlin as he finishes on the basket. But back to what I was saying. You know, the refs are letting these guys play and kind of duke it out, which you love to see, as long as it doesn't get too out of control, which it really hasn't. But love to let the kids play.
Yeah, only 5 fouls total in this ball game right now. Nelson from downtown there, and it causes a timeout called by Jim Ducey, the Bulldogs head coach. 35-21, that's the largest lead of the game so far for the Panthers. 14-point lead. Jim Ducey in his 9th season, though, for the Bulldogs. He definitely knows a thing or two about struggling down the stretch of the season. He's had only 2 overall record-winning seasons, but both of those 2 winning seasons ended up in SCIAC championships. They are right on the cusp right now. If they can get a winning season, you would wonder if they get into the playoffs and maybe surprise a couple of teams right now.
You know, this is going to tell a lot about the Redlands Bulldogs. Down 14. Can they come out of this timeout? Can coach set something up for them to kind of get this offense going? They definitely need to pick it up on the defensive end. Maybe do what Chapman's doing. Take a piece out of their playbook, get out in the fast break, and try and run. As we look here, Hamlin's going to get it up top, swing it over to Tyler, or is that Rob? Rob Nelson, excuse me, for the big three-pointer. Forces Redlands to take a timeout.
And you know, that shows another offensive set. Run for Rob Nelson. Nelson coming behind down the baseline, a back shooter cut, and getting a 3-point opportunity. Coming out of the timeout, the Panthers have a 14-point lead. They're going to keep the same group they had on the floor. Don't need Cam Haslam right now. They don't need Davis Dragovich. They don't even need maybe like Luke Selway, who gave them some good inside drives from the perimeter. They just need their shooters on the floor to spread the court.
Chapman with a little pressure coming out of that timeout.
Oh, getting it tough inside for Bijekovic. Fumbled around, but the Bulldogs get a easy lane for Trevor Brown, a new entry into the ball game.
Redlands bringing some pressure of their own. Little 1-2-2 trap in the corner. They'll fall back into a 2-3 zone.
We're coming into the last 6 minutes of the first half as Nelson puts up a 3. Last 6 minutes of the first half, the Bulldogs are really showing some urgency, some energy on the defensive end. Maybe they want to go into the half with a much better feeling about their play.
You know, Matt, they want to cut down this lead as much as they can. Milligan forcing almost another steal there, another turnover. With a take.
James Taylor taking it to the rim, a blocking foul called on Trevor Brown, but right now the story goes to James Taylor, hobbling a bit, coming up.
A little gimpy. Looks like he might have turned that left ankle on the drive, Matt. Okay. I couldn't hear you.
James Taylor taking his time right now. Tyler Green with him. Referees are going to let him go to the line, take the 2 free throws. It's not as serious as maybe you would think a broken ankle. Definitely looks like it was just twisted. He's just going to have to walk it off right now. Drew, you're playing football on the field, going hard to the rim. He was going hard to the rim. You're sprinting on the football field. What happens when you turn an ankle? How scary is that?
Oh, you definitely feel it, you know. For these guys, though, adrenaline's pumping just like it is in any sport. Adrenaline's pumping through your body. You're not really thinking about it. You're just kind of playing through any pain that you can, unless, obviously, you know, to the extent where he can't walk on it.
A key thing here, if James Taylor makes this free throw, he doesn't. If he made the free throw, it would have allowed him to come out of the game because Josh Cohen is sitting at the scorer's table, waiting to come in as a substitution.
Let's see if Redlands attacks with Kyle Milligan, who Taylor's guarding. Might be a little gimpy.
Good steal by James Griffin. Good defense so far from number 25. And a good pass inside to Taylor from Luke Hamlin, but Hamlin's going to get called for an offensive foul first.
You know, Matt, Panthers fans a little upset with that call. I think it was the right call. He dished the ball down to Taylor on the low block, but after the dish ran right through a Bulldogs defender, and that was the right call and a charge.
Yeah, it definitely looked like it was Trevor Brown taking the charge for the Bulldogs. Bulldogs bench showing some fire as the call went their way. They've had a lot of blocking calls go against them so far. Some pressure put on by the Panthers defense. They allow only 69 points a game. They average 79 points. Is really key to keep your opponent down under 70 points. There's Milligan inside, just off the mark, but a good offensive rebound by Trevor Brown. He's gonna get foul on the putback attempt. So 2 free throws for Brown.
Yeah, Cohen there to try and alter that shot. Just got a little piece of the arm there.
Brown's career high so far, 6 points. He's only a freshman. So earlier this year at Occidental, on the 2nd of January, scored 6 points. But he's definitely active today. Maybe he can get a new career high. Second free throw goes. Davis Dragovic back into the game for the Panthers. Panthers definitely need some stability on the court, don't they?
Definitely do, Matt. And Davis offers that on the glass and on the offensive end.
Nelson able to recover the bad pass from Haslam. Now it's Davis Dragovic trapped a little bit in the corner. Now it's Tyler Green for 3.
A little sloppy with the basketball there from the Panthers, but they worked it around, got the ball to Tyler Green, and he was able to put up a 3-pointer.
Bijakovic down on the other end, couldn't get any rim on that layup attempt. Now as the Panthers back down with Rob Nelson, has a 3-point attempt, passes it off to Cam Haslam, who gives it to Tyler Green. Lots of perimeter players for the Panthers right now. Davis Dragovic can pop a 3 from time to time. No good there.
Around and out, not a bad look for Dragovic. He was pretty wide open on that one. Got to sink those, though.
Dragovic does average 53% from beyond the arc. Doesn't put it up often, but when he does, usually makes it. This is Sponheim from 3. He's got it. Back to a 10-point game. Panthers definitely want to keep it in the double-digit margin with under 4 minutes to go in the first half. Tyler Green playing a 2-man game with Cam Haslam at the top near the half-court line, and now it's in the corner with Cam Haslam. Again, that 2-3 zone, as you mentioned, Drew, bothering the Panthers a little bit on this possession.
Just look a little stagnant on offense as Rob Nelson hits that 2-pointer from the baseline. But you know, they're working the ball around. The thing to do on the 2-3 zone is obviously we have three-point shooters. You want to get the ball to them, but you got to penetrate and kick. Penetrate that inside of that zone and then kick it open, kind of draw defenders in and leave those 3-point shooters open for a good shot.
It's Bijakovic getting inside again. He's going to be called for a traveling violation. Didn't like the call, kind of slammed the ball to the floor. The fans want a technical called on him.
Got to be careful here if you're Bijakovic. You don't want to get out of control. He slammed the basketball, obviously in frustration. The ref went over, had some words with him, told him to relax. I think that was the right thing to do if you're the referee. Not just kind of pop off and give him the technical foul. Get over, talk to him, calm him down, give him a chance to explain himself, and go from there.
Bijakovic clearly frustrated. Only 7 points, 3 of 7 from the field. Under 50% so far from Bijakovic. That's kind of what you want from the Panthers defensively.
Without a doubt. You see guys like Bijakovic, their leading scorer. He is frustrated, Matt. As we said, he just slammed that basketball. He is clearly not getting the looks that he wants. We got Josh Cohen down on free throw line extended to Rob Nelson with the drive and the turnaround from the baseline. That's just great offense like I was talking about earlier. That penetration, kick if the defenders draw, no one was there. Rob with the nice finish from the baseline.
Nelson averaging 10.5 points a game. 6'5", sophomore from Irvine.
I believe he's their 3rd leading scorer, Matt, behind Cam Haslam and Luke Hamlin.
Yeah, that's right, he is. Selway now into the game for Nelson. So it's Selway, Green, Haslam, Cohen, and Dragovich for the Panthers, the 5 on the floor. Corner 3 for Green. Off the mark, but Cohen has a beat on that offensive rebound. Panthers dominating the board so far. Inside to Cam Haslam, gets fouled.
Hey, that's a great take by Haslam. Get some of these Bulldogs players in foul trouble and get to the line. Give yourself 2 easy shots out of 2 points.
3 points so far for Haslam. Quiet, 1 of 5. If anything, Cam Haslam should be the most frustrated player on the floor.
I agree, but you can't be too frustrated when you're a leading scorer.
So take a look on that last play.
Haslam down low, goes up strong, gets fouled, gets himself to the free throw line. And right there, misses the second of 2. Selway follows up with a rebound and gets an easy bucket.
Panthers really showing that they're here to hustle and play and get all the offensive rebounds they can. A foul there called on the Panthers. Really passionate on the defensive end as well.
Hustline a little frustrated over there. Had a pump fake on the baseline. Got the Panther defender to jump into him. Went up. Thought he got fouled. No call.
Bulldogs definitely frustrated when they're down 15 points in the first half. 2 minutes to go. Milligan on the perimeter. Good switch by the Panthers defense. He gets to the free throw line, slips a little bit, but a good pass to the perimeter shooting Hustline for 3.
Hopefully Milligan's okay there. Looked like he slipped on a little wet spot out free throw line extended there.
Good transition offense for the moment for the Panthers, but Tyler Green steps out of bounds, gives it back to the Bulldogs.
You know, Matt, that corner, that's the second call we've seen on out of bounds. The first one was Dragovich over here in the corner. The 3-point line to the sideline over here in the short corner is a lot narrower than guys think. So you really got to have good court awareness to know where you are on the court. That's the second call we've seen.
Good ball movement by the Bulldogs to Hustline again for 3, and now it's an offensive rebound attempt for the Bulldogs. They get it back outside, and they're going to set it back up.
Great rebound by Milligan.
It is Milligan on the right wing. Free throw line. Good pass to Brown. Inside land.
Good take by Brown. Jump stop, pump fake, gets his man in the air, goes up for the strong, easy 2 finish.
Trevor Brown well over his points per game average on the season. Only averages a bucket a game, really.
Having a big game tonight, though, for Redlands.
Selway inside. Good pass to Cohen. Great ball movement right now by the Panthers.
Love it. Coming out of that timeout, we've seen 3 or 4 straight buckets out of Chapman and great ball movement, as you said, Matt, which is what you love to see, especially to penetrate that zone.
About 4 seconds separate the shot clock and the game clock. So the Bulldogs are going to just hold that ball at the top of the key near midcourt. Wait for the shot clock to go all the way down.
Look for a high screen. Milligan's just going to take it himself.
Tough shot there. Dragovich with the rebound. He has 5 seconds. It's Haslam now. Haslam has some clutch shot awareness. Not that time. But the Panthers go into the half up 12. That's a good first half, isn't it, Drew?
I would. If you're Coach Bukowski, you are definitely happy with that first half. Now, there's things that you can obviously correct, but not a bad first half. 45 points. You limit Redlands to just 33.
So coming into the half, Coach Bukowski's going to take his team up 12. What is he going to say? Is it going to be adjustments to make because the Bulldogs were showing a little fight, or is it just keep on keeping on?
I think it's just keep on keeping on, Matt. There's nothing that they, other than the first 2 minutes of the ball game where Chapman goes down 6-0 early. Coach Bo takes a timeout, makes some quick adjustments on the sideline. Chapman comes out 7-0 run. You're up 7-6, just like that. I think he's got to be happy with that latter half of the first half performance there from Chapman. You just emphasize, again, some of the key points I hit on. Get out in the fast break, but if it's open, if not, slow it down, run our half-court sets if you're Chapman. And then you're limiting the Redlands. They're under, I believe, under 40% from the field. And that magic number for Chapman they want to hit is 80 on offense. We are more than halfway there.
That's right, 45 points already up on the board for the Panthers. A lot of the help you would think is from this great atmosphere today. Maybe the biggest crowd of the year so far. We have the cheerleaders here. How much of that goes into your mindset as a home team?
It's a huge impact, and we saw that when guys for Chapman like Luke and Cam were hitting three-pointers. This crowd got so loud. And that really, as a player, you feed off that energy in the building. And when things don't go your way, you know, you hope the crowd kind of rallies around you and, you know, picks you up on the other side of the ball.
Well, the crowd gets a rest for maybe 15 minutes. We'll get a short break ourselves. Toss it to a break right now. We'll see you on the other end. 45-33, Chapman lead.
Follow your dreams. Chapman University, a diverse, well-rounded education. Art, dance, music, theater. Empower your future. The performing arts at Chapman University. Create.
The Panthers holding on to a 45-33 lead at halftime as we welcome you back to Chapman University and the Hutton Sports Center here on campus as we welcome you back inside the broadcast booth. I'm Matt Brown alongside Drew DeMarco. Glad you're with us at halftime. Drew, it was a great first half by the Panthers. We have some highlights, and it's going to be Chapman heavy, isn't it?
It really is. You know, they put on a clinic in that first half. So here we go to start it off. Redlands off to a hot start. Quick score there by Biekovic, but Selway comes back, hits a big three-pointer to bring Chapman within one. And then Rob Nelson in the corner, big three-pointer. He's really played a big part in this first half as we see Luke Hamlin here. Nice spin move, getting into the lane, finishing for two. Redlands there answers with a three of their own. But Chapman really getting to the basket. Luke Hamlin, another nice bucket on a reverse layup. And, you know, Chapman, huge first half for them. Look for them to continue this energy and momentum into the second half. You really want to carry that momentum with you. Redlands, look for them to come out on defense firing. They're going to really need to get some takeaways and turnovers from Chapman to cut this lead down from 12 to maybe 6, making a reasonable deficit, and then they can come back from there.
You know, Drew, we take a look at the standings here. The Panthers have not lost when they are ahead or tied after the first half this season. They are undefeated as we take a look at the standings in the SCIAC. Panthers at the top, 2 games ahead of anybody else. You see Redlands and Whittier tied at second right there. We'll see how they jostle for position because that is really home court advantage in the 2 and 3 spot, fighting for that position.
Matt, that's huge. If Redlands can somehow find a way to come back, you know, and get that second spot, they would have home court heading into the playoffs.
All right, down on the sideline, we do have Nikki Lorenzen with the Chapman assistant coach.
Thanks, Matt. I'm here with Chapman's assistant coach, Dan Krikorian. Coach, what's the best thing that the team can do to finish this game strong?
You know, it's just all going to be on the defensive end. They're a really great team, and we're just trying to stay sound defensively.
Thanks so much for that word. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Nikki. Coach K with her there, giving her some good insight on the defensive end. And you know, maybe in the second half, it's time to really shut down the Bulldogs offense, really take out any confidence in their game. We'll take a quick break. We'll come right back for the second half right after this. You're watching Chapman Basketball on CSBN.
Follow your dreams. Chapman University. History, philosophy, peace studies, languages. Study abroad and explore the world. Become a global citizen. The Wilkinson College at Chapman University. Invest your humanity. Lead.
Second half underway here at the Hut. The Panthers over the Redlands Bulldogs by 12. As we just get the second half underway, Kyle Milligan from beyond the arc. Excuse me, that's Sean Milligan from beyond the arc. No good. Rob Nelson down quickly the other way. Gets inside. Good block by Milligan. And Nelson gets his own rebound, kicks it out. The Panthers will set things up. No, Drew. Panthers have not lost after going into the half tied or with the lead. On the other end, the Redlands Bulldogs have not won going into the half down by more than 3 points. So really, all the cards falling in place for the Panthers here at the start of the second half.
Don't jinx it here, Matt.
That's true, there is a broadcaster's jinx, I'm sorry.
Just kidding. As we see a steal here by Dragovic, loses it. No, I think Chapman, if they come out the way they finish that second half, and we can hold and limit Redlands offensively. You know, Bijekovic, I think, only had 7 points in that first half. If we can limit them offensively, Chapman's going to have put themselves in a good spot to win this game and hold on to that #1 spot.
Foul going to be called on the Panthers. Number 24, Davis Dragovic. So that's only his first personal foul. Going into halftime, no real foul trouble for either side. The man with the most fouls is Luke Hamlin with 2. No worries on that end for either team. This is Kyle Milligan inside. He's already picked up his dribble, shuffling his feet a little bit. The refs are going to let him play. Throws it out of bounds anyway.
That's just, you never want to see that if you're a coach. A little sloppy on the offensive end for Redlands. You never want to have that coming out to start the second half.
Yeah, the Bulldogs do need to start off quickly here. It's a 12-point deficit already. Drew, what do you think they need to step up here in this second half?
I think Redlands has got to keep the pressure on. They had Chapman going stagnant on offense there a little bit with their 2-3 zone, as Rob Nelson misses a 3 from the corner. But I think defensively is where you're going to see your offense flourish if you're Redlands.
That's Kyle Hustline just inside the 3-point line, hitting a mid-range shot. He's been their best form of offense so far, shooting-wise.
Yeah, he's been pretty automatic today, Matt.
Now 3 of 7 from the field. That is his 7th point. Luke Hamlin from 3. No good. Offensive rebound for the Panthers. Haslam does travel, though, trying to kick the ball back outside. So ball goes back to the Bulldogs.
Rough start here early from the field if you're Chapman. You don't want to see that on offense. We're missing a couple threes, but shooters keep shooting. That's what coaches always say.
Panthers have dominated on the boards. In the first half, they were up 17-13 in the rebounding game. Offensively, they've had 7 offensive rebounds to the Redlands 5. A Kyle Hustline foul on Davis Dragovic puts him at 2. Excuse me, that's only his first foul. Really no foul trouble on either side.
10 fouls between both teams in the first half. Like I said early, you know, the refs kind of letting these guys play, which you like to see. Let them dictate the game. Don't let the refs dictate the game. You never want to see that. Obviously, if it's getting out of hand and the refs need to step in, that's what they're there for. But kind of let these kids play. A little bit of a rivalry game here. You know, both these teams fighting for top position in the SCIAC.
Yeah, these are 2 good teams fighting for good position in the SCIAC playoff. You know they're going to play hard. There is a certain limit, though, of course, if you're a referee. As Haslam hits a 3 at the buzzer.
That's big. We just saw some emotion from Haslam there, getting a little scream out. He had a rough first half, only 4 points. Let's see if he can get going here in the second half with that 3-pointer to start things off.
The 30-second shot clock went all the way down to 0, but Haslam just released the ball before the buzzer sounded as the ball goes inside to O'Brien for an easy bank shot.
And Matt, Redlands doing what they did good early in the first half, getting that ball inside to their big man, down low, easy 2 points.
And now the Panthers doing what they do best, going on the perimeter, and Rob Nelson open three, just off the mark.
Rob, that's his second miss to start off the second half. Started off a little stagnant.
Nelson
Milligan.
did shoot. Milligan getting a foul drawn on the inside. James Griffin going to be called for that one.
That was a good drive by Sean, using his older brother Kyle, coming off a screen. Kyle sets that pick, rolls to the basket. Sean hits him, and Kyle's going to the free throw line to draw that foul. Hopefully get 2 points out of this. Here we go. Big man down low for Redlands, gets that ball inside. Like I talked about, they got the ball inside, down low to their big man, easy 2 points.
Well, Kyle Milligan hitting both free throws there. That's his first 2 points of the ball game. Milligan, a transfer from Hawaii Pacific University, averages 18 to 19 points a game, but doesn't put up a lot of shots, only averages 2 points a game.
Shooting not his forte in high school though, Matt. One of the best passers as a big man, I'd say over 6'5", that I've ever seen or played with. He's a great passing center.
Yeah, he does average a couple assists a game, as well as a few rebounds. How valuable is it to have such a great passing big man?
Absolutely, as a huge block there by Cam Haslam, coming over and rejecting number 4 for Redlands, Blake O'Brien. Wow, he is really ignited in this second half, Matt. Like I said, he showed some emotion on that three-pointer that he hit as the shot clock was running down, but that block right there could jumpstart the Panthers as, like I said, they're getting a little stagnant on offense. Let's see if they can pick it up on the defensive end.
You know, Haslam must have been the most frustrated player on the court going into halftime. 1 for 6 from the field, only 4 points, and he's the SCIAC leading scorer.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for him, but he's come back in this second half and battled that adversity.
Milligan, kick out. Haslam showing great hustle. Can't get the ball back in bounds. He steps out. Bulldogs possession still.
Back to Milligan as a great passing center. You know, he does a great job down low. He, a lot of times, is a big guy who can score down low. He draws a lot of defenders to him, and it's great for him to have that vision to turn and kick to the guards outside. As we see Milligan trying to get the ball out, and Cam has him with a great hustle play.
The Bulldogs working it around the key right now on top of the perimeter, and they're drawing a foul from the Panthers right now, who's maybe pressing a bit too hard right now.
That foul's gonna go on Griffin, away from the ball. Getting a little too handsy there.
The lead is under 10 for the first time in a long time, really, Drew. First time in the second half for sure. Tyler Green with his steal. He's gonna look to make it back to double digits, and that's gonna be a foul called on the Bulldogs. Kyle Husline, that's his second.
Husline trying to step over, get in front, and take a charge. A little too late there. Let's see if Green can go to the free throw line here and convert these 2 free throws. He looks a little hobbly there, Matt. Looks like he might have come down on that. Got a little Charlie horse there on the right thigh.
That's Tyler Green to the line, averaging 88%. Dragovich coming back in for the Panthers, as well as for the Bulldogs, number 30, Trevor Brown, and number 32, Joey Sponheim. There's that steal from Tyler Green going down on the other end. How great is it to have hustle plays from the little guys on the floor?
Huge, Matt, huge. Especially a guy like Green, full out effort, takes it all the way to the rack and gets 2 free throws out of the deal.
Drew, would you consider yourself maybe an undersized cornerback when you were playing football?
Without a doubt, Matt. Most of the guys that I went up against and saw, maybe not necessarily in conference, but there were some very good SCIAC receivers. Definitely out of conference, though. The average receiver is I'd say 6'1", 6'2", and then you got your 6'6", 220, who can really move. So definitely an undersized corner, but you know, undersized guy like Green, maybe even Haslam as a guard. You really look for those hustle plays, and that's what's going to get you going as a big motivator in this game.
Foul called on the Bulldogs. That's going to be called on number 45, Sean James. 3 team fouls for either side right now. It's a little quicker action here in the second half. 10-point game. Taking a little bit of time to wipe the floor. A lot of perspiration on the floor right now. Guys working hard. It's the second half now. Maybe a little bit more tired in the second half. 14 minutes left to go.
Most certainly.
It's Josh Cohen inside. Great ball movement again by the Panthers.
Selway, great dive to the basket. And Cohen, great vision to hit him for the easy 2-point layup.
I feel like that's reminiscent of the NBA San Antonio Spurs offense, maybe.
Matt, you know, if there's one team that they really kind of embody tonight with the ball movement at least, it's definitely San Antonio.
Now it's the Bulldogs trying to push it down the other end, and that's Kyle Hustline maybe making his great Stephen Curry impersonation.
Coming down on the fast break, open 3-pointer and hits it. Gives Redlands a little life as they only cut this lead to 9 for Chapman.
Panthers now slowing it down, back to what your key to the game was. Slow down the offense. Get it into the hands of guys like this. Tyler Green from downtown, no good there. Davis Dragovich with the offensive rebound, can't put it back in. And the Bulldogs bring it back down the other way. Quickly now to Sponheim. Sponheim looking for an outside shot. Bulldogs now inside to Trevor Brown. A great play for a 3-point play opportunity.
Selway there with the foul. Thought maybe he could get away with it. Got called, and one here for Green. Great pass. Brown with the up and under reverse. Selway got him on the arm there. We'll see if Brown can finish this 3-point play. Great look if you're Redlands, and that's really started on the defensive end, Matt. They got a quick fast break possession, come down, hit Brown on the baseline for that 2.
Luke Hamlin with the rebound there. He's come back into the game for the Panthers along with James Taylor, trying to get some starters back into the game and get some consistency back onto the floor. It's Cam Haslam out to Hamlin. Hamlin driving inside. We've seen a lot of good drives from Hamlin so far. Selway working it around the perimeter. He's at the elbow, and it's now to Hamlin, and they'll wait with 5 seconds left on the shot clock. You have to put it up now. Haslam, short. Davis Dragovich with another offensive rebound.
Great rebound by Dragovich. That's his second in the last 2 possessions. Gotta love that from him, crashing the glass.
Panthers working it around the perimeter again, and it's Haslam getting inside the lane, getting a foul called. Can't make the basket, get it to go. Can't do that, but he gets to the line for 2.
You know, like we said, he was struggling from the 3-point line early, had a rough first half, came out, got a lot of good energy, but right there, gave up the 3-pointer to drive to the lane and get the foul, get himself to the free throw line, hopefully make 2 free throws. Take a look here. Haslam drives to the basket, nice body control in the air, gets up, gets whacked on the arm there as he goes to the line.
Haslam misses the second free throw. Another good hustle play attempt by Davis Dragovich, trying to jump up, leap up, and throw the ball off of a Bulldogs defender out of bounds. Didn't work to perfection at all, but the Bulldogs come back the other way. A foul is called inside, down on the ground. Called on James Taylor. That's his first. Panthers bringing back in Rob Nelson. You take a look at the foul call there. Called on the ground.
Milligan with the rare drive there. Not the greatest ball handler, but he can get to the basket if he needs.
Sponheim from way downtown. A good offensive rebound there by Sean James, and he's able to put it back up and in.
Redlands has cut this lead to 6. We'll see if Chapman's a little stagnant on offense.
Well, it's Davis Dragovic trying to put it back to 9, and he does.
Davis, huge three-pointer right there, puts Chapman up by 9. That's what you love to see out of your senior.
He is the lone senior eligible to play on the team. They used to have 2 seniors playing on the team, but Mike Atwater on the bench in a suit. His eligibility ran out at the start of the spring semester. As you take a look at that last play.
Davis Dragovic, great open look like we talked about in the first half. He doesn't take many three-pointers, but man, when he does, he will knock them down.
When you're looking for a playoff spot, the seniors must be the biggest glue to the team. As we look at the Redlands Bulldogs, a couple of facts for you. Yeah, 4,500 students, a little less than Chapman's there. Mascot is Thurber the Bulldog. I would have loved to seen him here today. Maybe a little Bulldog versus Pete the Panther here.
That always would have been fun, but
it is a drive from Redlands, that's for sure.
It's a little bit of a drive out there. They have a beautiful campus, though. You know, we went out there last year. We won our SCIAC football title out on their beautiful grass field. You know, very well kept. Campus in general, though, beautiful, beautiful place.
That was very nice of you, Drew, to say that you beat them on their beautiful field for the SCIAC championship.
Give them a compliment and a little jab all at the same time.
Well, we'll see if the Panthers will be able to host their own SCIAC championship here at the Hut. The Panthers are undefeated at home, so you got to think that they want home field advantage throughout the playoffs.
7-0 at home, Matt. We see this crowd. Now, 2 years ago, when Chapman won it right here on their home floor, this crowd was unbelievable. I was fortunate enough to stand in the student section, and man, I don't think I sat down once during that game, Matt.
Isn't that how a college atmosphere should be, huh?
Exactly.
9-point ball game. Bulldogs with possession. Working their offense inside. That's Kyle Milligan giving it off to Kyle Husline. Husline step back jumper. That's a 2-pointer. May have been deflected by James Taylor.
I think Taylor got a hand on that one, Matt.
And now it's Taylor on the offensive end, kicking it out all the way around to Rob Nelson for 3.
Rob Nelson missed 2 3-pointers earlier in the second half. Gets going there with that one from the top of the key.
Gosh, the way the ball just moves around the perimeter is pretty, isn't it? Selway looking for a steal, just can't get it. Gets back into defensive position, so the Bulldogs can't really take advantage of a 5-on-4 situation. And that ball knocked out of bounds. More activity from Selway again, though.
Selway almost with a steal out at the top of the half-court line there by on Milligan. And then another tip pass right there. Unfortunately goes out of bounds, not able to control it, Matt.
6'3" sophomore. A lot of just sophomores and juniors and freshmen on this team. Again, only one senior on the court in Davis Dragovic.
Definitely a young team for the Panthers, but Dragovic offers that, you know, senior leadership that, you know, he can kind of vocalize out there for the guys. Been around the program for 4 years. Actually had an older brother who played here for 4 years as well, Nick Dragovic. So basketball definitely runs in that family.
Cam Haslam taking it to the cup, and he's looking to start a legacy of his own here.
Haslam from the state of Washington, went to Franklin High School. Great talent, you know, talk about him. He tore his ACL going into his senior year. You know, unfortunate, highly touted kid in the state of Washington. Lucky enough for us, he comes down to Chapman Division III and been our best scorer all year as a freshman.
Leading the SCIAC in points per game, steals per game, field goals made. He's second in three-point percentage. Really a stud out there, if you will. Rob Nelson gets blocked on the way to the rim, but he will also get the foul call.
Good drive there by Rob. It almost looked like Milligan pinned that ball on top. I'm not so sure that was a foul, but, you know, good for Rob taking it strong to the hole, getting the foul call. I might be a little frustrated if I was Milligan. Let's take a look here. Rob takes it strong to the hoop. Might have gotten whacked there on the arm by not Milligan, but maybe Husline.
Nelson hitting his first free throw. Nelson averaging 86% from the line this year.
Good to see him putting the ball in the basket here late in this second half, Matt. Like I said, she's kind of struggled from the three-point line earlier, hit a three from the top of the key. Now seeing the ball go in with these 2 free throws.
3 of 7 from beyond the arc. Not bad so far, but if he can get some more threes, clutch ones specifically, that would help out Chapman big time.
Chapman extending their lead, Matt.
Quickly down the other end, it's the Bulldogs and Kyle Hustline. That one really is blocked by Cam Haslam. There's no doubt about that. And Rob Nelson down on the other end. James Griffin to Cam Haslam, driving inside. Good dish to Cohen.
Great left-handed finish around the bucket by Cohen. Great drive by Haslam to set that up.
And Jim Ducey will take his first timeout of the second half. 8:50 to go. 64-48, Drew. Did you expect this coming out of the second half for the Panthers?
You know, I was hoping they would carry this momentum from that first half into the second half. They didn't exactly right off the start, maybe a little bit of a rough start to that second half, but they've come back and battled adversity. As we take a look here, Cam Haslam drives baseline, nice no-look dish. Cohen down with the left-handed layup for the easy 2. Chapman goes up 64-48.
Would you say the ball movement has even improved in this second half?
Without a doubt. We saw good ball movement from him in the first half, Matt. I'd say this is even more resembling of the San Antonio Spurs, but getting 4, 5, 6 touches around the perimeter before they drive and kick, and, you know, looking great out there for Chapman.
And now on the other side, the Redlands Bulldogs checking back in Sean Milligan. He's really been their only consistent producer on the defensive and offensive end. Al Bijakovic, almost a non-factor so far. 3 of 8 from the field, only 7 points right now.
You know, what Coach Kirkarian said at halftime was they're just trying to limit this Redlands team. They are a good team offensively. Bijakovic has been very quiet tonight. Like you said, Sean Milligan, the only consistent scorer for Redlands tonight. Hustline really stepped up here in the second half, but you know, Chapman is doing a great job on defense, really limiting Redlands. But if you're Redlands, you got to look to get the ball inside like they were earlier in the game and try and get some easy buckets.
You know, we talk about Haslam being the leading scorer in the SCIAC. Bijakovic is the 3rd leading scorer in the SCIAC. He's right behind Haslam there. He's a 2-time All-SCIAC second teamer.
Yeah, look for him to get going here, maybe out of this timeout, as he has the ball in his hands.
Bijakovic at the top of the key looking for Hustline. Hustline drives in the middle of the lane, gets fouled, and the bucket.
It's exactly what you want coming out of a timeout. Hustline gets a lane to the bucket, takes it strong, and gets the foul and the finish.
Hustline, 6 of 13 now, I believe. That's his 14th point.
See here, Hustline taking it strong to the basket, gets the body call from Griffin, who was straight up, but really drew the good job of Hustline drawing that contact, getting to the free throw line.
Oh, Hustline can't convert the 3-point play opportunity, so now the Panthers with the rebound and coming back down on the other end. It's James Griffin coming back into the game. Griffin has seen an uptick in minutes, played the most minutes last game at Whittier with 26. He got 6 points and 6 boards, I believe.
Sean Milligan here bringing the defense, almost had a steal. Bijakovic stepping up the D on Haslam.
Double dribble called on Haslam.
Interesting call there, Matt. I thought Bijakovic actually touched that ball when Haslam picked it up to dribble again, but apparently ref saw differently.
Shot clock was under 5 seconds, so Haslam was in a hurry. Not sure if there was a touch on the defensive side, but Haslam really just had to put a shot up nonetheless.
Yeah.
Good kick out to Bijakovic. Maybe this will get him going. Not really. Rob Nelson skying for the rebound. Look how quick the Panthers get down on the other end. Josh Cohen wanted a 3-pointer there.
Really thought about it, Matt, but was like, I'm going to come back, run this half-court set, see if we can't get a better look.
Cohen really looking down every time he gets the ball at the 3-point line.
Down to 7-6, 5 on the shot clock here, Matt.
Haslam. Good move, but Nelson has to recover it for him. Gets a shot off in time, but it's off the mark, and the Redlands Bulldogs get possession and get a foul call.
I'd be a little worried here if I'm Chapman. That's a second possession in a row, Matt, where they've run that shot clock down to 5 seconds. We saw Haslam, get that double dribble call in the last possession, and this current possession, ran it all the way down to 0 before Nelson got that shot off, barely hit the rim. You kind of want to see him working a little earlier in the shot clock to try and get some offense going.
They haven't really had a lot of inside presence on those offensive possessions, so Coach Bo puts in his best 2 big men they have, Davis Dragovic and James Taylor, both re-entering the ballgame for the Panthers. Dragovic with the rebound there. 14-point lead, almost 7 minutes left to go in the second half. Drew, it's all about taking your time now, isn't it?
Yeah, Coach Bo might be wanting to work this shot clock a little more, as we see Rob Nelson there with a nice 2-point lay-in from the baseline. They might be trying to work this clock down. We're under 7 minutes now, trying to work that shot clock, get a good shot late in the shot clock and try and run some of that clock down.
Well, the Bulldogs seem to be in no hurry there. A hook shot inside from Sean James, no good. Ball gets deflected out of bounds. Last touch by the Bulldogs, so it's Panthers possession. Tyler Green coming back in for Cam Haslam. So Haslam's finally going to get a breather here in the second half.
He's played a lot this second half, Matt. Giving the Panthers some good energy like we talked about. And nice to see him get a little rest. I'm sure we'll see him to finish off the second half here.
Luke Hamlin, though, their workhorse for sure, staying in the ball game, and he's going to run the offense for the Panthers. Rob Nelson has been looking much better in this second half. Working it around now, it's back to Luke Hamlin. 5 seconds on the shot clock now. Hamlin inside, contact, can't get the bucket to go. What a rip down by Davis Dragovic. I don't know if you want to give him a rebound or a steal there.
I think you give him the steal, Matt. But anyways, Davis Dragovic, your senior leader, coming up big there with a big 2-point. Unfortunately, gives a foul there to Milligan. Milligan's going to go to the line to shoot 3.
Yeah, that foul does get called on Dragovic, and it is for 3 shots. Dragovic looking at the referee saying, what did I do?
Going back to that last possession, though, Matt, huge. Hamlin with the nice drive, misses. Dragovic there for the rebound. One of our players to watch. Comes in, grabs it, goes up strong for the 2-point layup.
He's had experience with a big steal and bucket even late in a game. Last game at Whittier, Davis Dragovic with 5 seconds left gets a steal with the game tied and got a lay-in to go for the Panthers. A game-winning layup last game just this past Wednesday.
As Milligan hits his third of 3 free throws there. Excuse me, Matt. I talked to Dragovic before the game, and he said, I asked him, what was going through your mind when you got that ball and on the baseline? He goes, all I thought to myself was just put the ball in the hoop and give ourselves a shot to win this game.
James Taylor puts the ball in the hoop, an easy lay-in there. Panthers offense looking to produce even easier shots than from the first half. A good steal from Rob Nelson. Another easy opportunity for the Panthers here. Hamlin down the other end gets the layup to go.
Great finish there by Hamlin, going strong.
Biggest lead of the game, 20 points. Drew, like you said, 80 points was the magic number. I think they're going to hit it.
I think so, too.
Hustline, mid-range jumper, no good. Dragovic skying for the rebound. He gets hit in the air. He's going to get a call.
As we see here, Rob Nelson bounce pass to Luke Hamlin, takes it strong to the basket between 2 Redlands defenders and finishes at the hoop.
That was the 6th team foul called on the Bulldogs. Next foul will be 1-and-1 free throws for the Panthers. The Panthers are already in the penalty themselves. 8 fouls in this second half. Hamlin bringing the ball down the floor. He's really been their consistent force all season long. When you talk about Haslam being their star, Hamlin is maybe his Robin to the Batman, if you will.
I would say so. Huge there. Huge shot there by Tyler Green as he knocks down the 3.
Tyler Green is no slouch either from three-point land, as that one from Reed Hopkins, a new entry into the game for the Bulldogs, no good from three-point land. And this is Luke Hamlin now from deep. He gets some points himself.
And from who other than Rob Nelson, who we were just talking about, those two. Work so well together.
Luke Hamlin now with 14. As that three, no good from Bijekovic. Hamlin with another rebound. He's really working the boards, working the stat sheet tonight.
And the Panthers are going to look here. Bukowski's going to slow it down, run their half-court set, and they're going to try and take some time off this clock.
14 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists for Luke Hamlin as he gets the ball and drives inside into the lane. Scoop shot, just can't get it to go. James Taylor fighting for the rebound. He's going to get it and put it up and get fouled.
Wow, what a fight for the basketball, Matt. As James Taylor, wrestling around down there with a couple of Bulldog defenders trying to get that ball back.
You could say that was a mess on the floor there, but James Taylor was able to clean it up.
Without a doubt. We'll look at the foul here. Nice drive by Hamlin. Nice scoop shot, doesn't go. Taylor tries to get the putback, wrestling around with it. Finally gets it back. Goes up, draws the foul.
Substitutions coming in for the Bulldogs. A lot of new faces, new legs on the floor. You would think they're maybe conceding the win now to the Panthers.
Matt, they just a whole 5-man substitution there. I think Redlands seen this lead grow. They're going to just rest their starters. Few games left in this season. They still got a lot of fight in them. Don't want to take anything away from this Redlands team, but Chapman with a great, what would be a big win here today. We'll see if they can keep it rolling.
Trevor Brown with that last bank shot to go. You have a lot of young players on the floor. Trevor Brown's a freshman. You saw Jake Olson, a senior guard, but doesn't get a lot of playing time. Played only 5 games last year. He's getting some playing time now. Also into the ball game right now, number 21, Jacob Forte, another freshman. So it's time to maybe teach the younger generation for the Bulldogs how to play the game against top teams in the conference. The Panthers still with some of their best players on the floor.
Yeah, we'll see if Coach Bogue maybe switches that up here out of this timeout. But he might try and extend this lead as much as he can and get his starters some experience. But at some point, you got to think about pulling your guys and resting them. Got a good 24-point lead here, so we'll see what Coach Bogue decides to do.
Like we said earlier, Cam Haslam was one of those stars that may want some rest now. 3:25 to go, 24-point lead. Haslam missed 2 games with a leg injury. Came back last game, a good 22-point performance in 22 minutes.
He's really shown up this second half, Matt. Like we said, struggling in the first, but steps it up in this second half and kind of propels this Chapman team to this 24-point lead where they stand right now.
It's Luke Hamlin down on the baseline. They do have their young stars now on the floor, if you will. Brian Watson out on the floor for the Panthers. That's Josh Cohen up at the top of the key guarding. That's Brian Watson now. Tyler Green's also out there. But the key thing is here, the man just guarding that 3-point shot, the senior, Davis Dragovic, teaching the young guys really how to play the game and really give the offense some stability here.
Yeah, you love to see that. He's really been a leader on this team this year, and it's great to see him out there playing his last season with Chapman and, soaking up these minutes. Like you said, teaching the young guys how to play against big-time opponents.
Dragovic gets to the rim, and it's going to be a blocking foul called on the Bulldogs. That's called on a new entry, number 22, Wyatt So Davis Dragovic to the line. A good performance again from Dragovic. Not a lot of points as usual, just 7, but he's got 9 rebounds and an assist as well. Can't make that free throw there. He's really on the cusp of a double-double. I don't know if we're going to see it today as he gets to the rim here.
Dragovic there with the pump fake. Goes up for the lay-in as the Redlands defender steps in a little late there, takes a block.
Well, Coach Bacassi is going to give Dragovic a breather now for the rest of the game, kind of allowing the Panther fans to give him an ovation and appreciate his performance today.
Big standing O there for Dragovic. Can't forget that big-time three-pointer he hit, Matt, when Chapman kind of lost that lead. Redlands cut it down to 6. Dragovic comes down the floor, hits an open three-pointer to extend that lead to 9. Gotta love that out of your senior.
Man who came in for Dragovic, number 30, Jake Davidson. 6'7" sophomore out of Sammamish, Washington. This is a good time now for the Panthers to really work their offense with the young guys on the floor. Maybe teach them the San Antonio Spur way, if you will. Working the ball around the perimeter, driving and kicking. Luke Selway coming out, and coming in now, Ben Cohen. Going to the line, Josh Cohen for the Panthers now. So with the win, if they do hang on here, Panthers will move to 10-3, almost cementing that first place seed. They're getting closer and closer to that first place seed spot in the SCIAC playoff. They don't have a tough schedule, you would say, coming up.
Right.
So
another home game against Cal Lutheran, an away game at Caltech, who's not a bad team, and another home game to finish off the year against Claremont.
Driving to the rim there for the Bulldogs, number 25, Zach Whittet. As the Panthers really are just winding down. There's your 80 points on the board, by the way, Drew. It's going to be
magic number.
You would
like
say.
We said at the top of the game, you know, if Chapman can get to 80, they are averaging 80 in their 15 wins that they have. I felt like that was the number they needed to get to tonight to give themselves a good shot at winning this game against a good Redlands Bulldogs team.
Yeah, no, it was a tough game for the Bulldogs. A good team. We've shown the standings on the board. They are tied for second. We'll see how it plays out for the rest of the season. But the Bulldogs do have fight in them. They were able to really come back on the Panthers up in Redlands. Remember, it was a 1-point game. The reason why it was a 1-point game at the end, the Panthers had a 9-point lead with 3 minutes to go. The Bulldogs fought back in it. Panthers missed some free throws, allowed them to come back into the game. However, in this game, Bulldogs' last lead, their last lead in this game was 5 minutes into the game. Ever since then, the Panthers have taken possession of the lead, 80-59 as we come to 1 minute left in the game. The Bulldogs just want to play the foul game. Maybe get possession back to work their offense, I guess.
I think Redlands is fouling to let some of these Chapman players into the game.
Yeah, it does look like it's Michael Taormino waiting on the sidelines to get into the game. As Tyler Green goes to the line.
Very respectable on the part of Coach Ducey for Redlands, you know, getting a foul, getting some of these Chapman guys out and some of their younger guys in. Sportsman-like thing to do.
So it's Michael Taormino coming into the game, 6'4" junior out of Anaheim, local product. Another substitution for the Panthers, Michael Willis coming in, and he's going to replace Tyler Green, maybe the last player on the floor that has played most of the game.
Great game for Green today, Matt. Hit some huge key three-pointers and really did a lot on the defensive end. He definitely had a handful of steals that I can think of.
And you know, Tyler Green is coming off of maybe his most frustrating game of the year. Last game in Whittier, He was 3 of 12 from the field, 2 of 9 from beyond the arc. Not very effective, only had 8 points last game. So it's good to see him come back a higher percentage today. Tyler Green, 3 of 5 from the field for 11 points. Ben Cohen getting inside, a good lay-in to go.
Brian Watson there, nice drive. Sophomore point guard from Bellevue, Washington.
A three-pointer, a long one there for Jacob Forte. Panthers get possession, and I believe they'll be able to run the clock out. 20 seconds left. Shot clock off the board. The Panthers bench standing up in applause. 84-59. This will be your final score. A big performance by the Panthers men's team again.
Huge, Matt. Can't say enough about this Panthers defense and really their energy. Maybe not to start the first half or to start the second half, but they dig deep. Coach Bo calling a couple quick timeouts in the first and second halves to get that energy flowing and definitely propel this team to a win here today.
The Panthers move to 10-3 in conference, 16-5 overall. The Bulldogs drop to even 11-11. Overall, 7-6 now in the conference.
You know what, Matt? I guarantee you, I think these two teams will see each other again in the playoffs. This Redlands team has a lot of fight in them, and as we pointed out, you know, Biekovic a little quiet tonight. The Milligan brothers, you know, Sean only the really consistent scorer. I think maybe a little off night for them, but they'll definitely meet back up in the playoffs.
Yeah, we'll see how that turns out. The Panthers with sole possession of the first top seed in the SCIAC. We'll wait for our interview down on the floor. So many great players to choose from. Who would you pick, Drew?
I don't, you know, Nikki's standing by with Luke Hamlin, but you know, there's so many. I think Davis Dragovic had a great game today. Luke, obviously, Rob Nelson. I mean, you go down the list.
All right, Nikki, I think she is ready for us now with Luke Hamlin down on the sideline. Nikki?
Hey guys, thanks so much. So this is Luke Hamlin, one of our top scorers here, and I just wanted to ask, last game that we played against Redlands, there was a 1-point win, buzzer beater. This game, there's obviously it was a huge win for Chapman, big difference in points. What do you think was the difference?
I thought our defense led to offense. Coach Bo talks a lot about our defense. So we came out, rebounded. We didn't turn the ball over on offense. Got a lot of good shots. A lot of open three-pointers too. Rob Nelson, Cam Haslam, Davis, Tyler Green. Everyone contributed great.
Thank you so much. Back to you guys.
For Nikki Lorenzen, thanks Nikki and Drew DeMarco and our terrific crew members who helped make this happen. I'm Matt Brown. Thanks for joining us. The final score, 84-59. Panthers win over the Redlands Bulldogs.